Today in this video we are going to discuss about the latest product from UiPath, which is called UiPath Autopilot for Everyone. What exactly it is, how do I enable it, and what all I can do with Autopilot for Everyone. All of that we are going to discuss in a step-by-step manner. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the UiPath update series where we are trying to explore the updates in the UiPath product, and today we are going to discuss about UiPath Autopilot for Everyone. My name is Mukesh Kala. I am a 4 times UiPath MVP, certified solution architect and an advanced RPA developer, and recently I have also got the LinkedIn top voice. I have shared my LinkedIn details on the page. Feel free to send me a connection request and I would be happy to be part of your network. Also, we have a small WhatsApp community in case you are a developer, business analyst, senior architect and you sometime need any help regarding to UiPath. You can just scan this QR, join the WhatsApp group, ask your question, and there are people who can help you with that. And whenever there is a new video which is getting uploaded on the channel, you get a direct notification on your WhatsApp. Having said that, let's get started. Before getting started, I quickly want to give you a sneak peek that what exactly we are going to get at the end of this video, so you guys are motivated to watch this video till the end, right? So here is a quick sneak peek of Autopilot for Everyone. Okay, so this is my UiPath assistant. I just go here and I say write an email to customer, and then I say asking them to subscribe to my channel, right? It understand the context, join our community, subscribe to the channel, dear valued customers, and all of this stuff, and with the signature as well, right? Now at the same time it is also giving you some of the things as well, right? So this was one example. For the other example, I just go here and I drag and drop our invoice, extract the total. Let's make a spelling mistake. When we have to do such kind of things, we need to use the PDF automation, we need to do some kind of document understanding, right? But here if you see, I have made a spelling mistake. Still it is able to understand my requirement, understand my context, and able to give me the information. Give the data in tabular format, the data into the tabular format. Autopilot would be actually able to copy paste this data into that application. In case you are following up with the UiPath updates and specifically in the channel also, you might have seen that we have already covered Autopilot in English as well as Hindi language. Now you might be thinking, Mukesh, how this is different, right? So basically previously Autopilot was available in UiPath product but was available for the developers, for the citizen developers, and for the QAs and the other roles, right? Now UiPath has come up with something which is called UiPath Autopilot for Everyone, which means that you can be any persona in the RPA lifecycle and you can utilize UiPath Autopilot. This is now a component which is available in your UiPath assistant and you can do a lot of stuffs, right? So in case you are not aware of what exactly Autopilot can do for developers, QA, citizen developers, please to watch these videos which are looking on the screen. It's available both in English as well as Hindi languages, so you can just watch and understand that how Autopilot is helping the different roles. Today the agenda would be to explain how exactly Autopilot is working for everyone. It's part of UiPath assistant now, so we can do a lot of stuff, right? And trust me, it's going to be a very exciting video. Okay, so let's get started by having a quick introduction about UiPath Autopilot for Everyone, right? As mentioned in the slide, UiPath Autopilot for Everyone is a AI powered assistant that can help you to enhance your productivity. It has a seamless integration to a lot of the business processes and it can definitely help you to improve your productivity, right? Now, people who are existing RPA developers or people who have knowledge on RPA, UiPath, right? You guys might be thinking that, Mukesh, this is exactly what we do with the robots and the automation, attended, unattended integration services, right? How exactly this thing is different? And in simple words, today, you cannot trigger an automation or a task by just giving an instruction in a plain English language, right? That's what Autopilot for Everyone is going to do for you. Take a simple example. Okay, you have a PDF. The PDF is an invoice. From that invoice, you want to extract the total. Simple task. As an RPA developer, you have to write automation, you have to write code. But now you might have a different requirement. Somebody wants the total, somebody wants to know the vendor name, somebody wants to know the materials or any other information from a document, right? How about I have something in place where I don't have to write automation for these kinds of tasks, and I can just interact with my automation by using something which is called an assistant, a chat interface. That's where Autopilot for Everyone is going to fit, right? We are going to see all of this via demo, and I'm also going to teach you how can you set up in your community account, right? But before that, we have to understand some of the basics, so that's why this slide. Okay, what are the features? So if I talk about the features, you can see that it is using generative AI, which can help you to create the content, analyze the data, generate the insights. It also has the contextual understanding, which means that you can ask a follow-up questions. It is aware of the context, what you are going to do. It simply means that same like we use with any LLM, be it the chat GPT or the copilot, right? We write instruction, we get the result, and then we ask a follow-up question. That is also part of the Autopilot for Everyone. It has automation integrations, which means that if you have already written some automation which are available into your orchestrator, those automation can be also triggered with the help of a plain chat or a plain text or a plain natural conversation. So it has an integration to the automation. And lastly, clipboard AI, it also can do the copy paste kind of stuff by using the clipboard AI. Okay, important thing, there was always a thing, right, that people say that it is available on the Mac or not. So Autopilot for Everyone is accessible via UiPath Assistant both on Windows as well as on Mac. Okay, if you want to read more about this, I have posted the official documentation link for Autopilot for Everyone in the description. Feel free to read it. Now, what are the important points you need to remember before you continue to work with the Autopilot for Everyone? It has the primary LLM integration, which means that Autopilot today is leveraging Cloud 3.0 Sonnet as its main LLM. Okay, and to use that, we need to ensure that the Anthropic model is enabled on our tenant, right? How do you do that? You might not have done it. Don't worry about this. We are going to cover all of that in a step-by-step model. But you need to understand what is the primary LLM. The primary LLM is Cloud 3.5 Sonnet. Okay. Solution deployment. Upon installation, Autopilot deploy its solution package within the solution management actions. In terms of orchestrator, you would have an Autopilot. Into your orchestrator, you need to select the folder where you actually want to deploy the Autopilot. This folder would have subfolders corresponding to default automation toolset provided by Autopilot. Within the Autopilot folder, you can go to the automation processes, see them as the normal automation, all the things whatever we are doing, all of that can be still managed from the orchestrator as well. We are going to see this also in detail. And lastly, as I mentioned previously, it has also an integration to clipboard AI, which is a AI product from UiPath that helps you to do the normal copy paste, right? I would request you to try this clipboard AI also. This is also an interesting product, right? And in case you want me to cover that, just write down in the comments that please create a video on clipboard AI, and I would be happy to create that. Okay, so with all of this information, right, we understand what is Autopilot for Everyone, what it can do, and how we can enable it, all of that, right? Let's try to see the prerequisites. Okay, so these are the prerequisite, guys, which you need to have to enable the Autopilot for Everyone. Okay, we are going to do all of this in a step-by-step manner so that all of us are in the same page. Okay, so the first is your UiPath Assistant and the robot version should be 2024.10 or above, Enterprise Edition installed on your machine. Okay, how do I do that, and how do I activate the Enterprise Edition? Okay, let me quickly tell you that. Okay, so to download the latest version of the UiPath Studio, you just have to go to cloud.uipath.com. You have to log in, and then on here you see something which is called download the Studio desktop, and that will give you the latest version of the UiPath Studio as well as the UiPath Assistant, right? In case you are using a UiPath Community Edition, you would be automatically updated to the latest version, right? To check that, you just go to your start menu and open the UiPath Studio, and as you can see that I am in 2024.10.6, right? So that completes my first prerequisite of having the UiPath Studio and the Assistant version to 2024 and above, right? Okay, so that was our first prerequisite, to have the UiPath Assistant version at this, and you can just download it and you will have it, right? The second one is you need to be part of the enterprise plan, and you need to hold a license to run automations and everything, right? In simple words, you need to have the enterprise trial activated on your automation cloud, right? So by default, UiPath cloud, which is cloud.uipath.com, is a community version. You as a community users can always request for an enterprise trial by just following up a couple of steps, and you should have an enterprise trial, right? So let me quickly show you how you can activate the enterprise trial. Okay, so now to activate the enterprise trial, you have to log into your cloud account, which is cloud.uipath.com. Click on this 9 dots and then go to the admin. Okay, and in the admin, you would notice that in the licenses, it says that I am in the community plan. Okay, so now to activate the enterprise trial, click on this tab, which is the licenses, and you would navigate to this page. Once you are in this page, you would see three options: buy now, start pro trial, and the enterprise activation. Please remember that you have to click on this button which says start pro trial, which is the first button in this one. So I click on start pro trial. Now here the first name and the last name would be already populated for you. Please remember, you cannot use the Gmail or any other IDs in this. You have to use a business email address for activation of the enterprise trial. So I'm going to put my business email address here, which is not a Gmail or not an Outlook account. Next, it is asking you for the job title. I'll put mine, which is the RPA manager. I will select my location. I'm located Uttarakhand, and you can put your organization name and click on this button which says start the pro trial, and after that you will see a message which says that it is successful. Now all you have to do is just go to the top and hit a quick refresh on the page, and you would see that now you would be available in the pro trial. 60 days at the top simply means that I have 60 days to try the UiPath enterprise trial. Okay, so with that you would have the latest version of UiPath Studio, Assistant, and you would have the enterprise trial enabled on your tenant. Okay, so for the other prerequisite, let's just directly go to the UiPath cloud and try to look and do it on the go. Okay, so I'll just minimize this and I'll go back to my cloud account. I am back into my cloud account, which is cloud.uipath.com. I can click on these 9 dots here, and you might have a different kind of interface here because you might have toggled this new navigation on, so it might look a little different, but the look and feel is different, but the concept is exactly the same. I want to still be in the old, so I just toggle this off, and then here you see that we have this guy which is the admin. So just click on this guy which is the admin. Okay, and then in the admin section of your tenant, you would have something which is called the AI trust layer, right? So then you click on this guy which is the AI trust layer. Okay, and here into this tenant, which is tutorials by Mukesh Kala, I am trying to use the AI trust layer. Okay, please make sure that you are logged into the same account which you have enabled the enterprise trial. Okay, so now I just go here and you see something which is autopilot for everyone. Click on that, and then you see here it is asking you which tenant you want to actually enable autopilot for everyone. Okay, in my orchestrator I only have one tenant, which is the default tenant, so I just go here and I say default tenant. Right now you can see that it is asking me that these are the same prerequisite which I have shown you on the slide, right? So I have the automation cloud account, I have the UiPath assistant, Now I need to set up all of this so that it is getting enabled. Okay, so now how do we do that? So let's go step by step from here, right? So we have this automation cloud, we have the assistant or higher, then it says that you need to have the personal workspace enabled. Okay, how do I enable the personal workspace, right? So let's try to enable the personal workspace now. Okay, so I'll again go to these 9 dots. You would have something which is called the orchestrator. I'll open it in the new tab. Okay, all of this will happen into the same account only. Okay, now you can see here when I log into my orchestrator, I can see something which is called my workspace, which means that I have enabled the personal workspace for this user on this tenant, right? In case you do not have that, you simply have to go to the tenant. In case you see this my workspace enabled, that means that you have the personal workspace enabled. You can skip this part, but in case you don't have this, all you have to do is you go to the tenant. Okay, and then you have something which is called the manage access. Okay, here you would have the users, right? You can see that this is the user here. I can click on these 3 dots, edit it, and then you see this guy which is the personal automation setup. I can just enable it to run automation and create a personal workspace, right? So that way you will get the personal workspace, right? So this is just in case you don't have it. I already have it, so I can just cancel it, right? So in case you already have this guy which is the my workspace, which means that you have the personal workspace also enabled for you. Okay, now let's move to the next prerequisite, which is the document understanding should be enabled on the tenant. Okay, what do I mean by that? So for that, you simply have to go to these 9 dots again. Okay, we go to the admin section. Okay, and then you go to the tenant, default tenant, whichever you want to run, and then you have something which is called the services. I can go to the services, right? And you can see here I have the document understanding service which is available here, right? For the people who are in community and you just upgraded, you might not find this thing here, or might you see something which is called disable, right? In case it is not available here, you just go and click on this button which says add the services, and from here you select the document understanding, right? I have already selected it, so that's why I am getting it here, and all you have to do is just go here and enable it in case it is disabled for you. Okay, so you need to have the document understanding which should be at the tenant. In case not available, just add the services and you should have it, right? This is why you need a enterprise license. Okay, so we have got this. Now let's go back to the same page and let's try to find the next prerequisite. Okay, I'll go back to the admin, and in the AI trust layer, into the AI governance, not this one, autopilot for everyone. So I have the automation cloud, I have this, I have the enable the personal workspace, I have the document understanding enabled, right? Valid license for autopilot, you can just read about this. You can click on this link and this will tell you what all licenses you have. Basically you need to have an attended and attended license basically, right? And the last one is you must enable the Anthropic model in the automation ops, right? So you can click on that and it will navigate you to the automation ops where you need to enable the Anthropic thing. So let's me quickly show that to you, and once we are done with that, then probably we should get this install button enabled, and that should install autopilot in my UiPath assistant. Okay, so as of now it's not installed. So if I just go to my UiPath assistant, you see in my UiPath assistant it says say hello to autopilot, right? But I cannot chat or I cannot do anything, right? Because I have not installed it. Okay, okay, so once you are in the automation ops, you have to go to policies and you have to create a policy here. You can see here I say add a product policy. You click on that and then you have to add a policy for the AI trust layer. Okay, so you can just rename it to something like autopilot underscore trust layer. Okay, so you just have to add this for the AI trust layer, and then you have to simply click on this guy which says add. Okay, and after that you just have to go to this guy which says feature toggles, and then feature toggle, it should have enabled this one. It's by default enabled, so you don't need to change it. And then you go to this one which is models, and you can see here Anthropic is toggled off. Okay, so if you see here into the prerequisite, it says that you must enable the Anthropic model, right? So we need to enable the Anthropic model. Okay, and then you simply go and save this. Okay, so that policy is now successfully added. Now all we have to do is just go to the next tab, which is the deployment. Okay, and in the deployment tab, we just go on the tenant which you want to enable this thing. For me, it's only one tenant. And then you see here for the AI trust layer, you just have to provide the policy which is the autopilot trust layer, and you just save this. Okay, so that should make sure that you have enabled the Anthropic model in the automation ops. Okay, let's try to quickly select it again and maybe do a quick refresh if that works. Select the tenant, and here it is, right? We are able to get the install button, right? So all you have to do is just go here and click on this guy which is the installing the autopilot solution. If you are able to follow along with me, just comment down able to get the install button, and I would understand that yes, you guys are able to follow along. Okay, so this will take a few minutes to install, right? So autopilot has installed something, right? It's doing something, failed to connect to inside services, right? Something is happening in the background. So yes, I see that it is installed successfully. Let's go back to our UiPath Assistant, and I'll just try to restart it, right? So I'll just quit this. Okay, and make sure that you use the same tenant and the same login. Okay, so now once that is done, you just have to go to the assistant again. I just opened the UiPath Assistant. And hopefully I should have the autopilot for everyone enabled now on my assistant. Okay, and you can see that it says installing the autopilot. This could take a few minutes, right? Meanwhile this is installing, guys. I want you guys to just read about autopilot for everyone into the docs.uipath.com. okay, so I'll just reload this. Okay, here it is, right? So you can read more about it from this. It has the overview, what is the prerequisite, how you can enable the autopilot Anthropic model, installing it, updating, uninstalling, configuring, right? A lot of details are available, right? So this video is just an introduction to help you get started. Okay, so just read about this. I have posted the link in the description. Okay, and in case you are liking the content, make sure that you subscribe. Okay, so once it is successfully installed, you would see the autopilot available on your UiPath Assistant. Okay, so now as you can see here, there are a couple of things which you can get started with, like suggest ways to streamline for my team, or help me to write an email to my customer, right? Let's start with something today with like this. So help me to write an email to my customer. The good part here is you would notice that you are getting prompts here directly, which you can just customize. Help me to write an email to my customer. What is the customer role? He is, let's say, the CEO for maybe a finance company. And we can say providing a list of services we provide. Okay, that was the template we just filled and we provided, right? And now Autopilot has given us this information which you can do, customize and all this stuff, right? Good part here is you will also get the follow-up prompt, something like this. What additional services should we highlight? How can we make changes to this? Engaging to the CEO, can you personalize this email for a specific company? I can just go there and then you can just keep on doing this conversation. Okay, the next thing about the Autopilot is you can also work with something which is called capture the screen. You can also capture the active window, or you can also attach a file, right? Now for this functionality, right, let's try to do something like I just drag and drop a invoice on this. Okay, so this is an invoice.pdf. Now it says that what do you want me to do? So this is a PDF. Let me quickly show you the invoice as well, so you guys are able to relate. Okay, I'll just open this invoice. Okay, here is the invoice. Okay, so this is an invoice which has this invoice number, which has a total, and the order ID is this, right? So I just uploaded it to Autopilot. I have not written any automation. I can just say give me the total, and it would analyze it. It would use the document understanding and all those services in the background, right? And let's see, analyzing the document, and you can see that it has given me the total amount as this. I have analyzed the invoice you have uploaded. This is this, the invoice total is this, and the order ID is this. How cool is that, right? So now based on that PDF information, you could ask something like order ID and all, right? So this is the order ID. So if I just say here, give me the order ID, right, then it will again go to the document whatever you have, and then it should give you that information as well, right? So certainly here is the document ID which you have uploaded earlier. At any point of time, if you want to start a new chat, you can just go here and you can click on this guy, which is the new chat, right? It can also do some kind of translation as well. Not some kind of translation, but it can do the translation as well, right? So I can just go here and I say, let's say this, the order ID number is this, convert this to maybe Japanese. Okay, and let's see what happens, right? So all of this is working without me writing any automation. So it has converted that to the Japanese, right? And you can do the next set of steps with this. How cool is that, right? Now, one more thing about this is, you see this has this guy, which is the capture active window, right? Let's try to do something like this. Okay, I'll just open something here. Maybe we can just yep. Okay, so maybe I'll just open my Windows desktop, my Windows folder in the background, right? Whatever you see here. Okay, I minimize this and I just say capture the active window. Okay, it captures the active window, and then we can ask a question, right? What do you see? And let's try to see what actually we get as an answer. Okay, analyzing the image. Let's see, it's just an image, right? So you can think it of any of the use cases. You can upload documents, you can images, right? Okay, so it says that based on the analysis, I can see that it's a dark theme in the black background, various folders, you have desktop, documents, drive information, CD, you have the games, blah blah blah, navigate to this PC. Nice, right? So these are some of the capabilities of Autopilot for everyone, where you can use it, try it, have your use cases. And the good part here is you can also trigger your existing automations from Autopilot. That's what we are going to see in the upcoming videos, right? So with that, I would like to wrap this video here. Assignment for you guys, or I would say the task for you guys, is just try to use the autopilot. What use cases you are actually looking to do with the autopilot, let me know in the comments. Where other areas you feel autopilot can improve, you can also tell me that. And at any point of time, if you want to give feedback, here is this small icon which is the feedback, which will directly send the feedback to UiPath. Okay, so that is pretty much I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you guys were able to follow along and set up autopilot for everyone on your UiPath assistant, right? I want you guys to post your learnings on LinkedIn. If you like this video, just post whatever you have learned. Let people know that you are exploring Agentic, and feel free to tag me in your post, and I would be happy to amplify your post as well, right? So with that, wrapping this video here. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video of Autopilot for Everyone.